Good morning, or maybe not morning, everyone. Whenever or wherever you're watching this, thank you very much for joining me to share the practices of yoga. Remember, as always, to listen to your body when you're practicing. The body is a tool that we use to steady the mind. There are, of course, physical and physiological benefits to the practice, but that's not really their fundamental purpose. They're really there to help us steady the mind and to then allow us to take our attention from its normal external focus to a more inward seeking, let's say, focus. So just do what feels right for your body. If you need to rest. If you need to work with strong postures to stay steady, that's fine. But really it is up to you to determine the intensity of your practice. And remember, your breath is really the best way to gauge that. You should be able to breathe steadily in and out through the nose throughout your practice. And as I've mentioned many times before, you should also be able to smile in your practice. So use those two things as a way to gauge whether you're perhaps not doing enough or doing too much. As always, if you have questions about anything we do, if there's a posture that doesn't work for you or you need alternatives, just let me know and I'll be happy to help you out in the comments in any way that I can. And of course, if you'd like to support me with a donation through PayPal, there will be a link in the description. And of course, as always, last thing, don't forget, if you like the practices, to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell. I've got quite a lot of different stuff coming up in the next few weeks, so hope you can stay with me and we'll share these practices together. And don't forget, it's Friday, so we'll have a little live pranayama session at what will be 6:45, and of course if you're not live, it will also be uploaded for later reference. So, just starting with a little forward stretch. From your cross-legged position, reach forward into the hands. Remember, if it's early morning and it's a little cool where you are, to give the body a bit of time to move a bit more slowly. And try to particularly relax here around the back of the hips and in the lower back. After one more out breath, just gently sit back up. Lean back and swap your legs the other way. And once you have the legs cross the opposite direction, again take a little forward stretch and reach out into the fingers. Keep your shoulders soft. Remember to always keep space around the ears. Maybe give your head a little roll side to side. And after one more breath, gently sit back up. And make your way into Virasana, so just sitting on your feet. Take a couple of breaths there. And maybe give the hips a little rock from side to side just to help relax the ankles a little bit more. And then lift the hips up, tuck your toes under, and just stretch the soles of the feet whilst you're there. And also, interlacing the fingers, press up through the palms. And try to gently pull your elbows back. Reach up a little bit higher, pull the elbows back and take another breath in. See if you can arch the spine a little bit perhaps. And then take your hands to the mat. Make your way into kneeling plank, so you might need to take your knees back a little bit. Remember here, hands under the shoulders and knees just behind the hips. We'll start with a couple of circular cat stretches. So the ribs are moving around in a circle. And use this simple movement just to check in with where your body's at right now. Just pause and then go back the other way. Remember, as always, to pay attention to the quality of movement. Try to keep it smooth. Try to keep it steady. Recognize the spots where that isn't the case. And just come back into a symmetrical kneeling plank once more. Flip the right hand over and give the back of the wrist a little stretch. So the weight's on the left hand and the right hand just stretching the wrist. And after you breathe out one more time, bring the right hand back over and stretch the left wrist. Try and spread the fingers of the left hand and take a last breath here. And bring the left hand flat. Pause there for a moment and then lift onto your fists. So the thumbs are of course not tucked in under the fingers, they're off to the side. Press down through the fists and pick up the knees. If that's too strong, just stay on your knees. I want you to try and keep the wrists really stable. Try to strengthen both inner and outer wrist. Take one more calm breath here. Then press back into downward facing dog. And of course, release the hands, bringing them flat. Once you're in down dog, you might like to just stay there very statically, or you might like to move the body a little bit. So maybe just rolling the hips a little side to side. We did this in our practice yesterday. You might like to walk out through the knees, so you're bending one leg at a time. You might like to roll the head side to side or undulate the spine a little bit. Again, just simple movements to check in with where your body's at right now. And after breathing out one more time, just step to the front of the mat and hang forward for a couple of breaths. Remember, if you're tight in the legs or back, hands on the shins or knees is fine. If you're comfortable, let the weight of the head and the arms gently traction the spine. Just take one more breath here. And after you breathe out, press your hips forward and stand. Reach up to the fingers. And then lower the hands and breathe out. We're just going to start with a few little nerve stretches or nerve tensioning exercises. So with your feet comfortably apart, bring the backs of your hands together and breathe out. Then reaching up high, stretch to the fingers and raise the chin and stretch the throat. Then bring your chin in, take your arms out to the side a little in front of your body and pull the fingers back as you press out through the wrists. From there, keep your collarbones up, your shoulders down, roll the fingers out and pull them down and press out through the heel of the hand. If you're doing this right, the first and second finger might tingle a little. Now turn your fingers to point up, but keep the hands in the same position, just a little in front of the body. And from there, bend your elbows. Pull the little fingers towards the shoulders and then press the thumbs forwards. Here the little finger should tingle. We'll repeat that sequence twice more. Good for relieving neck tension. Breathe in, stretch the throat. Bring the chin in, take the arms out wide, pull the fingers back and press through the backs of the wrists. Then roll your shoulders out and pull your fingers down towards the floor. Press out through the heels of the hands. Now turn your fingers to point up. And then bend the elbows, little fingers to the shoulders, thumbs move forward. And once more, reach up high, breathe in, stretch the throat. Bring the chin in, take the arms wide, stretch the backs of the wrists. Then roll your shoulders out, pull the fingers towards the floor as you press through the palms. Then turn the fingers to point up, again press into the heels of the hands. And then bring the fingertips to the shoulders and press the thumbs forwards. And raising the arms once more, raise the chin, breathe in, arching a little if that feels okay. And then overlapping your thumbs, fold the body forward with the fingers fanned and breathe out. Circle up to your left as you breathe in, reaching all the way out through to the fingertips. And then smoothly exhale all the way down to your right. Try to keep the movement and breath steady. Then go back to the right. Stretch out through the fingers, lengthen through the side of the body, and gently exhale down to the left. Try not to race through the difficult bit in the middle. Then stand all the way up. Once more, reach to the hands, raise the chin, stretch the throat. And bring your hands down and step feet together at the front of your mat. With hands on the thighs, gently breathe out all the way. Then stretching the backs of the wrists, reach up to the fingers and inhale. Fold forward, hands to the mat, and gently exhale. Lift the collarbones, pull the shoulders back as you breathe in, and step the left leg back into a lunge and breathe out. Stand in your lunge, reach high to the fingertips as you breathe in, and gently sink into the hips and exhale. Take another breath, stretch the arms a little higher and press into the back foot. Then take hands to the mat, fold over the right leg and breathe out. Bend your right knee, look forwards and inhale. And step the left foot to lightly meet the right and exhale there. Now lift the collarbones, arch the spine and breathe in. And second side, step your right foot silently back to a long lunge. Stand up, reach to the hands and inhale. And sink into the hips as you breathe out. Try and press through the back foot. Take another breath in, reach up to the fingers. Remember, you can look up if it feels okay. Then hands to the mat and gently fold over the left leg as you breathe out, just wherever you feel comfortable. Then bend the left knee, look forwards and breathe in. And step the right foot to meet the left and exhale. Lift the collarbones, arch the spine as you breathe in. Then taking hands to the mat, make your way back into downward facing dog. Stay there and rest or move forward into plank. Holding plank, lift onto the fists and breathe out. Take another breath in there, pull the shoulders back. And with control, lower all the way down to the stomach. Use the knees if necessary. Then lift the chest and hands or take up dog as you breathe in. And holding there, gently breathe out. Take one more breath, perhaps going a little bit further. And from the fists, ideally, press back into down dog and exhale. Take a calm breath here. Lift up through the sit bones as you breathe in and press into the heels and the hands as you breathe out. Then gently raise the heels, look forwards and inhale. And bring the feet lightly to the hands, walk, step or float. From there, stand up. Bring the backs of the wrists together. Reach up high and inhale. Second cycle, fold forward and calmly breathe out. Lift the collarbones, pull the shoulders back, lengthen the front of the body, your variation. And once more, step the left leg back to a lunge and exhale. Reach the arms up high, take a smooth breath in. And as you breathe out, press the palms wide and sink into the hips. Then reach the arms up once more, lengthen to the fingertips, press to the back foot. Bring your hands to the mat and gently fold over the right leg as you breathe out. Now bend the right knee, take a calm breath in, and from the fingertips, pick up the right foot, step it back to down dog without scraping the mat, ideally. Stay there and rest or move forward to plank. And again, make your way onto the fists, holding plank there. Take another smooth breath in, pull the shoulders gently back. And then lower all the way down onto the stomach. Lift the chest and hands as you breathe in. And stay there or go a little deeper as you breathe out. Take one more breath, maybe lift to up dog on the fists if you can. And then press back from wherever you are and breathe out in down dog. Hold down dog for a breath. Try to relax the shoulders and the back of the neck. Then raising your heels, look forwards and breathe in. And bring the feet lightly to the hands. Walk, step or float. And then arch the spine, take a breath in. Repeating the second side, step your right foot back into a long lunge. Bring the body up in the lunge. Lengthen to the fingertips as you inhale. And then press the palms wide and pull the fingers back, a bit like our nerve stretch we did before. In fact, essentially the same. Then reach the arms up high, lengthen to the fingers, and press out through the back foot. Bring the hands to the mat and gently fold over the left leg as you exhale. Bend your left knee, take a breath in. Press down through your fingers, pick up the left foot and step it back without scraping the mat. Stay and rest or move forward into plank. And holding plank again, make your way onto the fists and breathe out. Take another smooth breath in here. And then gently lower to the stomach. Use the knees if necessary. Arch the spine, take a smooth breath in. Hold there or go a little bit further as you breathe out. Stay there or lift to up dog. Remember the hips are not on the floor in up dog. And make your way gently back from wherever you are into down dog. Again, just take a breath there. Try to relax around the face, the shoulders and the hips. Then raise the heels, look forwards and breathe in. And walk, step or float to the front of the mat and exhale. Once more, stand up, backs of hands together, stretch the wrists and reach high as you breathe in. Third cycle, fold forward and gently exhale. Arch the spine, take a breath in. And placing your hands to the mat, make your way back into down face dog. Raise the right leg high, stretch out through the toes as you breathe in. Holding there, press down through the left heel as you exhale. Take another breath in and reach out through the right toes a bit more. And then step the right foot silently forward into the lunge. From your lunge, stand up, reach to the fingertips and inhale. Sink into the hips, press the palms wide as you exhale. Reach the arms up, lengthen to the fingers and breathe in. And again, press the palms wide as you sink into your lunge. Again, stretch up through the fingertips and inhale, maybe looking up. Bring your hands to the mat and fold over the right leg as you exhale. Bend the right knee, press through the fingers, pick up the right foot and step it silently back into down dog and breathe out. Stay there or move forward to plank and breathe in. Make your way onto the fists as you breathe out. Bring the feet together. Turn your feet to the left, rolling to the outer edge of the right foot as you breathe in. And exhale back to the center. Bring the left foot flat as you breathe in, or outer edge of the foot down. And exhale to the center. Take another smooth breath here. And with control, lower to the stomach. Lift the chest and hands, take a calm breath in. Stay there or go further as you breathe out, maybe into up dog. Last breath in here, maybe going further still. And make your way smoothly back to down dog and breathe out. Again, just hang out in down dog for a breath. Slow your exhalation down. Now reach the left leg up and back as you breathe in. And press into the right heel as you breathe out. Take another breath in. Stretch out through the left toes. Keep the hips level. And then bring the left foot silently forward into the lunge. Stand in your lunge. Reach up to the fingers as you breathe in. Sink into the hips, press the palms wide and breathe out. Again, reach the arms high. Press out through the back foot. And press out through the palms as you exhale. Pull the fingers back. And again, reach the arms high. Keep the back leg strong, lengthening from toes to fingertips. And hands to the mat. Fold over the left leg and gently breathe out. Now bend the left knee, press through the fingers and pick up the left foot. So it's hovering. And then step it back into down dog and exhale. Stay and rest or move forward to plank. Lift up onto the fists as you breathe out. With the feet together, roll to the outer edge of the left foot as you breathe in. And back to the center and exhale. Now roll to the outer edge of the right foot and breathe in. And back to the center and exhale. One more calm breath in here. Keep the arms strong. And lower smoothly to the stomach and breathe out. Lift the chest and hands. Take a breath in. Stay there or take a deeper variation moving towards up dog. Last breath in here, maybe going further. And then make your way back into down dog and exhale. Just take a couple of breaths here, checking in with how your body's feeling after the first minutes of your practice. Try to relax, particularly around the face, the neck and the shoulders, the places where we often carry tension unconsciously. Take one more steady breath here. And after you exhale, raise your heels, look forwards and breathe in. And walk, step or float feet to the hands and gently breathe out. Then press the hips forward, backs of hands together. Reach up to the fingers and breathe in. And take the hands to the heart and exhale. Standing on your right foot now, bring the left ankle just above the right knee and sink down into a little one-legged half squat. Pull the shoulders back. Keep the face relaxed. And if you're comfortable, sink a bit deeper. Try to press the hips a little to the left. Take one more breath here. And after you exhale, release your fingers to the mat and take the left leg high. So we're just fairly light on the fingertips here. Make sure you're reaching out through the back foot. Exhale one more time. And then lift to Ardha Chandrasana. So on right fingers and right foot, reach the left arm high and stretch out through the back toes. Stay light on the right hand, just 2 or 3 fingertips should be plenty. And keep the left knee straight, reach out into the toes. Take one more breath here, try to reach out through the left fingertips. And as you exhale, level the hips to the mat. Take another breath in. And either stay there or ideally bring the hands to the heart. Arch the spine a little. Pull the shoulders back, reach to the back toes. Take one more breath with level hips. And then lower the foot down. Hands to heart, breathe out. And taking the second side, stand on the left foot, pick up the right. And place the right ankle just above the left knee as you sink into our one-legged half squat. Keep your breath calm and steady. Remember, if you lose connection to the breath, keep coming back to it. Try to maintain that focus on the internal rhythm. Take one more breath here and sink a little bit deeper. And after you breathe out, release the right leg up and back and take your fingertips to the mat as the body moves forward. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Remember, you're just on the fingertips here. Take one more breath. See if you can fold a bit further and reach out to the right foot without bending the knee. From there, open into Ardha Chandrasana on the second side. So take the left fingers to the floor underneath your left shoulder and take the right arm high. Reach out through the back toes and try to lift your right hip so you're turning the body to the side. Try to keep your right arm in line with the shoulders. Take another breath. See if you can reach out a little more to right hand and right foot. And then as you breathe out, gently bring the right hand down and level your hips to the mat. Take another smooth breath in here. Strengthen out through the back leg. And then bring the hands to the heart and exhale. Arch the spine a little, reach to the back toes. Pull the shoulders back as you breathe out. And just take one more smooth breath in. And standing right foot to the left and hands to the heart. Sweep the arms wide. Reach them high and inhale. And fold the body forward, hands to shins or mat, and breathe out. Lift your collarbones, take a calm breath in. And step your left foot lightly back into a long lunge. Bring the body upright. Lengthen to the fingertips as you breathe in. And holding the left wrist, take the hands to the right as you exhale. Then bring the body back up, lengthen through to the fingertips. Spin the back heel down and open to Warrior Two. Reach out through the hands, drop the shoulders, and sink into the hips. Exhale one more time here. And then straightening the right leg, spin the right foot in. And start to fold the body forward, taking hands to hips. Just let the body go to where it naturally reaches. Make sure the knees are unlocked. Take one more breath here. And after you exhale, press into the fingers, lift the collarbones and arch the spine. And then spin the feet, heels in, and bring the body up into the Gajasthana position. Reach up into the fingertips as you breathe in. And take right elbow to the knee and left arm over the head as you breathe out. Then once more bring the body up, stretch to the fingertips and inhale. And take the left elbow to the knee and the right arm over the head as you exhale. Take the arms high, gently breathe in. And sink into the hips as you breathe out. Now turn to the right, come back to the lunge. And lowering the left knee down, sink the body forward. If you can't get to the elbows, just stay on the hands, but otherwise bring the body down nice and low. Either stay there or bind the right arm around the thigh. And if you're comfy, raise the left knee. Take one more breath here. And then those who would like to do so can move into Kundinyasana, hands out to the side, right leg forward, trying not to kick Shiva, and left leg up. And from wherever you are, gently release and come back into down dog. Stay and rest or move forward onto plank, and this time lift up to the fingertips if you can. From the fingertips, lower down onto the stomach. Lift the chest and hands, arch the spine, or take up dog, maybe on the fingers. And then make your way back into down dog and breathe out. Or just taking a breath here. Slow the breath down, relax the backs of the legs. Raise your heels, look forwards and inhale. And bring the feet lightly to the hands. Stand the body up. Reach to the fingers, arch the spine. And again, fold forward and breathe out. Lift the collarbones, arch the spine as you inhale. Step the right foot lightly back into the lunge. Take your arms high, smoothly breathing. Then holding right wrist, take the hands to the left as you breathe out. Sink down through the right hip. Then take the arms high, gently breathing. Open out into Warrior Two as you exhale. Try to keep the body in one plane. Bend into the front knee as you lift the arch of the right foot. Take one more breath in here. And then again, gently breathe out, straighten the left leg. Spin the left foot in. Interlace the hands behind the back. And fold forward. This time adding a little bonus shoulder stretch. So we won't be here for long. It's a different perspective on the world, isn't it? Remember to smile. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing too much. One more breath here. And after exhaling, release the hands. Take them to the floor under the shoulders as you lift the collarbones. And then again, spin the feet out. Come to the Gajasthana position. Reach your arms up high as you breathe in. And again, right elbow to the knee and left arm over the head as you breathe out. Bring the body up, stretch to the fingers and breathe in. And take left elbow to the knee and right arm over the head. Lengthen up to the fingers as you inhale. And sink into the hips as you breathe out. Pull the knees wide. Then turn to the left, come to the lunge. And lowering your right knee down, sink into a deeper lunge, onto the elbows if you can. Just hold there for a couple of breaths. Let the hips soften, let the back of the left leg soften. And either stay there or take the left arm to bind under the thigh and hold the right wrist with the left hand. Pull the right shoulder gently back. Maybe back knee up. And after your next out breath, those who did first side, moving into Kundinyasana or Ekapada Kundinyasana. So the left leg goes forward, right leg goes up and back. We're trying to bring the body roughly parallel to the floor. And release. And come back to downward facing dog. Stay and rest in down dog or move forward to plank on the fingers. As long as it feels okay, lower down from the fingers and breathe out. You can do fist as an intermediate. Arch the spine, breathing in. Maybe up dog. And then back into down dog and exhale. Take one more breath here. Then raise your heels, look forwards and breathe in. And walk, step or float feet to the hands. Stand all the way up. Stretch the backs of the wrists, reaching the arms high. And then lower your hands gently down to the heart. And standing on your right foot, bring the left heel to the back. I just want you to stay upright for a few breaths. Try and pull the left knee gently back, but pull the heel up. And keep the knees squeezing towards each other. Try to pull your shoulders back. Either stay there or start to fold the body forward. But keep that sense of the stretch in the left thigh. Keep the face relaxed. Just one more smooth breath here. Then standing up, release the hands, bring the left knee to the chest, and then straighten the leg out as you exhale. Pick up the knee, reach to the fingers and inhale. And then make your way into Vinyasa just for a couple of breaths. So left foot to right thigh, hands to the heart. Remember, you can place your foot against the right calf if the thigh is too far. Take one more breath here. And then gently lower your hands and your left foot. Repeating on the second side, grip the left toes down and bring the right heel to the buttock. Try to lean a little bit into the front of your left foot so the toes are weighted. That'll help with the balance. And remember to keep a steady gaze. Pull your shoulders back, lift the collarbones up. And again, squeeze the knees gently towards each other as you also pull right foot in and right knee back. Either stay there or start to bring the body forward and the knee back. So you're bringing the right leg and body roughly parallel to the floor. Just one more breath here. And then standing up, release the arms, take them high, bring the right knee to the chest. Straighten the leg out as high as you can as you exhale. Try not to lean back. Then pick up the knee, reach through the fingers and breathe in. And bring right foot to left thigh or calf and hands to the heart. Keep the shoulders down, the face relaxed. Exhale one more time here. Then lower the hands, release the right foot and step back to the front of your mat. Sweep the arms wide, reach them high and inhale. Sink into the hips and breathe out. Come to Utkatasana. Take another smooth breath in, reach the arms up a little higher. And then left elbow outside right knee as you twist the upper body. Take one more breath in here. Keep the head centered and the knees level. Turn as you breathe out. With hands to the heart, come back to the center. And now twist to the left. Right elbow or shoulder outside, left knee. Again, keep the head centered, knees and ankles level and together. Press down through the left hand to deepen your twist. Then come back to the center, arms raised, breathe in. And sink a bit deeper as you breathe out. One more breath in, reach the arms up and back. And then fold forward over the legs and gently breathe out. Hands to shins or mat. Lift the collarbones, arch the spine and breathe in. Then take the hands to the mat and make your way back into downward facing dog. Stay and rest or move forward into plank. In your variation, palms, fingers or fists lower to the stomach. Lift the chest and hands or take an up dog variation. And make your way back into down dog and breathe out. Exhale one more time here. And then lower onto the elbows. Keep the shoulders and the face relaxed. And then lower to the knees. Either come to child's pose and just stretch out, either hands back or hands forward, your choice. Or if you have a comfortable headstand, you can lift just to a short Shirsasana. If that doesn't feel appealing today, Just stay in child's pose. Wherever you are, slow your breath down. The headstanders, after another breath or two, make your way back to child's pose. And everyone just rest there for another couple of breaths. Breathe out one more time. And then gently bring the body back upright. Going through a few little neck and shoulder releases, good particularly for the headstand, it's good for everyone. Press the palms forwards, stretch across the upper back, take a breath in, and then raise the chin, and then bring the chin in and breathe out. Now take your arms high, pull the elbows back, take a breath in. Again, raise the chin. And bring the chin in and breathe out. Then lowering your hands, take them to interlace behind you. Pull the shoulders back. Take a breath in. And stretching the chest in front of the shoulders, raise the chin. And then bring the chin in and breathe out. And then just via whatever method works for you, take the legs out in front. And from an upright seated position, keep your ankles together and take a twist to the right. So a nice simple upright twist, but I want you to be mindful of keeping the ankle bones together. So you probably notice that the right foot wants to pull back. I want you to make sure that doesn't happen. So you need to feel like you're pushing your right heel forward. Take one more breath here. And after breathing out, unravel, reach the arms high, and then turn to the left. So right hand outside left knee, left hand just a little behind the hips. Keep the shoulders down, lift the crown of the head up. Keep the face soft. Take one more breath. And gently turn a bit further as you exhale. And then unravel the body. Reach up into the fingers and breathe in. And then take a little forward bend, maybe starting just in a half forward bend. Rock the hips side to side, keep the belly relaxed. Tilt the sit bones back. And then maybe hold the ankles or the heels. But remember, your arms shouldn't be forcing the body forward. You should be able to maintain your position without the assistance of the arms. Again, listen to your body. If it's a little cool where you are, you might not go as far as normal. If it's really warm or the body's really warm, you might find you can go a little bit further than normal. But remember to listen to your body. Find the balance between effort and ease. Remember, if you fight the body, if you're aggressive with it, you will lose. Take one more breath. And after exhaling, gently sit back up. Reach to the fingertips and breathe in. Lower the hands down and exhale. Then take your hands back, come into Purvottanasana, so pull the shoulders back, lift the collarbones. Bent legs if you need, hips down if you need, but otherwise lift the hips up, press through the hands and lift the collarbones as well as the tailbone. Look forward if your neck feels sore, otherwise face to the sky. And just take one more breath here. And then smoothly lower the body all the way down. Then with the left leg stretched out, take your right leg out to the side. Straight out if you have dodgy knees. Kneeling if that's okay for you. So the right leg in Virasana, left leg stretched out in front. Then just lift the sit bones and tilt them back a little. And take your left hand to the inner left calf. Reach your right arm up past your head and try and turn your body into the same plane as the left leg. And then start to bring the left elbow down and the right arm over the head. So moving into Parigasana. Remember, this is a side body stretch, not a hamstring stretch. So try to focus on lifting through the right ribs. Just take a last breath or two here. And after you breathe out, gently bring the body back up. Reach to the fingertips and breathe in. And then lowering your hands down, bring the right leg forward. Now, if your leg was straight, just bring it straight out in front. If it's kneeling but it's starting to feel sore, straighten the right leg. Otherwise, making our way into Triangmukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. 3 limbs facing 1 foot, intense forward stretch. So we use the left hand here to resist the roll to the left. If you are more comfortable, you can use the left elbow. Keep space around the ears, the neck relaxed. Keep the sense of the crown of the head moving forward, not just the face moving down. Take one more breath here. And after you exhale, gently bring the body back up. Once more, reach to the fingers. Lower the hands down, breathe out. And now take the left leg out to the side, just finishing with Bharadvajasana. A little twist to the left, reach the arms up high and turn your upper body to the left. So maybe just right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. If you're comfy, bring the left arm around behind and bind onto the thigh. And just take a couple of relaxed breaths there. We're almost finished for the right knee. And after breathing out one more time, turn your head to the right, unravel, and stretch the right leg out. Stretch the left leg out. Give particularly the right knee a little bit of a jiggle. Let everything come back to relatively normal. And then either just stay there pressing down into the hands, or pressing through fists might be easier for what we're about to do, or fingertips maybe, or blocks. Lift the hips up, come into a half Brahmacharyasana. And then what I want you to do is focus on tilting the hips back and forward. So back and forward, and back and forward. And you'll feel they're very different activations. And gently lower down once you've done a couple of those. And repeating all of that on the second side. So keep the right leg stretched out. Take the left leg out, either straight out to the side or left leg in Virasana. So again, whichever option you take, try to have about 90 degrees between the thighs. Once you have the legs in position, just pick the hips up and tilt the sit bones back a little bit. Then take the right hand to the inner right calf, left arm over the head. Turn your body a little so that the shoulders are in the same plane as the right leg. And then as you feel comfortable, start to bring the right elbow down and take your left arm over past the head. Now, it's not important to hold your foot here. Perhaps you can, but not important. Focus on the alignment of the body with the right leg and then the length through the left side. And just a few more breaths here. Try to pull the left elbow back. And after breathing out there one more time, gently come back up. Reach to the fingers. And then lowering the arms down, bring your left leg forward. So ideally, in Virasana, again, making sure that the foot's tucked in close next to the hip and we're on the top of the foot, not the side. Stay upright if you need, or start to, again, gently fold the body forward. So maybe you're just on the right hand with left hand holding the ankle, that's fine. If you're more comfortable, start to bring the right elbow and then the left elbow to the mat. Just the last couple of breaths here. Try to keep length in the front of the body. The breath calm and steady. After exhaling one more time, just gently sit back up. Reach up through the fingertips and then lowering your arms, bring the right leg now into a cross-legged position and just finishing with a few breaths in Bharadvajasana. Reach the arms up high as you inhale, then turn the upper body to the right. Either left hand to right knee and right hand behind you, or maybe right hand to inner left thigh. Pull the shoulders back. Lift up through the crown of the head and try to keep the right ear a little raised as you turn to the right. Take one more breath here. And after breathing out, unravel. Maybe reach to the hands and lengthen the spine. And then lower the arms, stretch out the left leg, and then stretch out the right leg. And again, give your left knee a little bit of a jiggle. Just releasing any tension, get the kneecap to soften again, soften back to where it belongs. Maybe raise the feet. And then either stay there and just press into the hands in Dandasana. Otherwise, once more, try to press into the fists, pick the body up, and just focus on tilting the hips forwards and back, and forwards and back. So one activating the lower back, one activating lower abdominal muscles. And lower down. That was just for fun, because I know most people love ab work. Now bring the knees into the body, wrap your arms around the shins. Once you have a sense of the collarbones lifted up, lean back and find your balance point. Close your eyes and search for the point of weightlessness. Try to slow your breath down. And after exhaling one more time, take hold, if you'd like, of the feet. You can stay where you are if you'd like. Maybe you can just pick the feet up, but if you're comfy, see if you can take the feet wide, still with the collarbones lifted. It's a little bit tricky for the balance. You need to stabilize through the lower back. And try to keep a sense of Mula Bandha active, lifting up through the pelvic floor. Keep the shoulders down. Keep the face soft. And just take one more breath here. After exhaling, bring the feet together and to the floor, either in Tarasana, feet forward if you have dodgy knees, or heels and hips together if you're comfy with Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana is a bit stronger on the knees. For the first couple of breaths, either just hold the feet or ankles or keep the hands behind you and butterfly the knees gently to the sides. Try to pull the shoulders down and back and create space for the ribs to move forward between the upper arms. And those who are comfortable can start to bring the body forward, but if there's any discomfort in the knees, stay upright. I speak from experience of forcing things too much when I was younger and more foolish. Just take a last breath or two here. And after exhaling, one more time. Sit back up if you've gone forward. Everyone raise the chin, stretch the throat. And then bring the chin in and gently breathe out. Once more, pick up the knees. Hug them in towards the body. Wrap your arms around the shins and lift the collarbones. Pull the shoulders gently down. Squeeze the knees outwards against the elbows. And then squeeze them inwards against each other. Then lift the collarbones for one more breath here. And after exhaling, separate the feet hip width apart if you're tight in the ankles, otherwise with the feet together, just press forward into Malasana, the squat. And if you're comfortable, start to bring the body forward between the knees, either hands to the heart or reaching forward, or arms wrapping around the shins to hold the heels. And just hold Malasana, the squat, for a few breaths. Try to sink the tailbone down towards the heels and the face towards the toes. You can take deeper arm variations if you know them. If you want to take Bakasana, you can. Today I feel like staying in a squat, but you might feel like taking Bakasana. Wherever you are, just one more breath. And then gently sit all the way back. Hug the knees into the body. Lean back. And then gently breathe out and come to lying down on your stomach. So just rest for a few breaths, taking your elbows forward and the armpits down. Maybe give the hips a little rock from side to side if that feels good for you. And try to relax the lower back and lower belly. Just another couple of deep breaths to the lower lungs. And after exhaling, just bring the feet hip width apart and pick up the chest and hands for a couple of breaths. Take one more calm breath here. And as you breathe out, stretch the arms out, shoulder width, palms facing towards each other. Take a breath in, reach out through fingers and toes. Gently breathe out all the way. Then raise left hand, right leg and breathe in. And lower down and breathe out. Now raise right hand and left leg. And lower and breathe out. Left hand, right leg, breathe in. And lower and breathe out. Right hand, left leg, breathe in. and lower and breathe out. One last cycle. Left arm, right leg, breathe in and lower and exhale. Right hand, left leg and lower and breathe out. And just rest there, maybe giving the hips another little rock side to side or staying still if you'd prefer. Exhale all the way once more. Then see if you can pick up both hands and both feet. If that's too strong, just hands next to the chest and feet on the mat. Take one more breath in. And then bring the hands down and lower the body to the mat. Rock gently side to side. Exhale all the way. And as you breathe in, lift into Bhujangasana or half cobra. So remember, half cobra just on the elbows. That might be plenty for many of you. In fact, some days that's all I feel like doing. But of course, we're not attached to laziness. We're just being attentive to the needs of the body. Take one more breath here. And then gently lower all the way down. Have a little rest. Rock the hips gently side to side. Then, taking the left forearm across the front of the body, reach back, bend the right knee and bring right heel to buttock. So Ekapada-Bekhasana. If you'd like to flip fingers and toes in the same direction, you can. Just be mindful it's quite strong on the shoulders. And after one more breath there, gently release, swap the arms and bring the left heel into the buttock. Try to keep a sense of the right elbow squeezing towards the body like you would in half cobra. And again, if you did first side, being mindful of the shoulder, you can flip the left arm around as well. Keep reaching out to the right toes. Just a last breath or two here. And then gently release. And lower down, hands by your sides. Take a couple of relaxed breaths. And after your next exhalation, make two fists, one with each hand of course. Pick up your hips and with the thumb side of the hand down, place the fists underneath the groins or inner hips. Bring the chin to the mat, gently breathe out all the way. As you breathe in, press into the hands and raise the feet. And lower down and breathe out. And again, breathing in, raise the legs high. And lower and breathe out. And again, lift the legs, breathe in. Try not to take them wide. And lower and breathe out. And two to go. Raise the legs, breathe in. And gently lower down. And breathing in, raise the legs. Last one. And lower down. Now release the hands. Turn the head perhaps the opposite way. And again, have a little rest. And when you feel ready, gently roll over onto your back. And start with your feet hip width apart and flat to the floor, hands just on the belly. Now take your feet a little wider, let the knees drop together. We're just giving the lower back a chance to relax and soften after some stronger back arches. Now bring your feet back to hip width. Take your arms out at shoulder height, cactus arms or arms straight, and drop your knees to the right. So try to keep the shoulders fairly flat, particularly the left shoulder blade still in contact with the mat. And if you want to, you can bring the right foot to the outer left knee. You might find that gives you a bit more stretch in the outer left hip. If it doesn't feel good in any way, just come back to a more passive stretch. I want you to close your eyes as we come to our final movements for the body. Start to take your focus a little more strongly within. Just paying attention to relaxing any tension in the body and slowing your breath down. Just take a last breath or two here. And when you feel ready, come back to the center and just pause there. You give the body, it's quite a deep stretch, although it doesn't often seem like it at the time. So I want you to give your body time to come back to neutral. And when you feel ready, with the feet hip width apart still, just drop your knees to the left. And I want you to spend at least the first few breaths there just passively. Let the weight of the knees be the only thing that deepens the posture. You should be able to have the left knee resting on the floor here. If not, you're probably just tensing the inner left hip, so try and relax it. The right knee will generally not reach the floor, but if you want to take it a little closer, again, maybe pick up the left foot and place it gently on the outer right knee. But if that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just come back to the first variation. Again, remember we're trying to keep the right shoulder blade pressing down. Keep the eyes closed. Less outward movement, more focus on inner movement. Subtle softening of the body. Steady, calm breath. And after a last breath or two here, when you feel ready, gently come back to the center once more. Rest with the feet flat. Let the body come back to neutral. Then stretch out into the feet. Stretch your arms out. Lengthen through the whole body. Maybe let the feet go a bit wide, let the toes drop out, and give the legs a little rock side to side, just releasing tension from the inner hips. Then after stretching out to the fingers once more and lengthening through both sides of the body, take your arms down into Shavasana. Make sure the arms are a good 30 degrees away from the body so that the outer shoulders can roll down. Try to keep space across the upper chest. Make any last adjustments so you feel comfortable and symmetrical. And then gently close your eyes. Breathe out all the way. And with an 8-second rhythm, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in and count to yourself now. Maybe staying with an 8-second rhythm, maybe shortening if you need, or lengthening it if you're very comfortable. Take your inner focus into Ajna Chakra, the eyebrow center. And as you inhale, have a sense of where the breath enters the body in the sinuses. So the first point of contact, obviously the tips of the nostrils. But try and think instead of the breath touching the body at the eyebrow center, and moving down into the lungs in all directions, out wide, down low, into the collarbones, into the front and back of the body. As you exhale, feel the lungs gently contracting and the breath returning from the body out through the sinuses, through the eyebrow center, back out to the universe. And perhaps, if you would like, visualizing the subtle breath, the prana or life force, entering the body with the physical breath through Ajna Chakra. Visualize it radiating out to the fingertips and toe tips, up to the crown of the head, revitalizing and re-energizing every cell of the body. As you exhale, surrendering apana back from every cell of the body, back through Ajna Chakra to the universe, softening, letting go of what you don't need. Keep the mind steady, following the breath. And just take one more conscious breath like that. And after you finish the exhalation in your own time and without rushing, come back to relaxed breathing. So there's no longer effort or control. But just awareness of how the breath is moving. Maintain your inner focus in Ajna Chakra. As the breath on a physical level comes to rest at the abdominal center, let the subtle breath rest at the eyebrow center. Whenever the mind drifts off, just acknowledge what it was that distracted you, and then simply come back without frustration to observing the breath. Let all inner dialogue just fade into the background and into silence. And just rest in pure awareness for the last couple of minutes of your practice. Start to take a couple of deeper breaths again. Consciously reconnecting with that inner movement. And then start to slowly move your fingers and toes as you reconnect gently with outward movement. When you're ready, stretch your arms over your head, lengthening from toe tips to fingertips, and then gently roll onto your side and rest with your head on the outstretched arm for a few breaths. When you're ready, come back to a comfortable seat. Once you're upright, close your eyes. Sit with spine tall, face soft, breath calm, mind quiet, and heart at ease. See if you can stay connected to the inner stillness of Shavasana as you go about the activities of the day or the evening. Remember, it is always there, but usually covered over by our focusing on the mind. Bring your palms together in front of the heart. And we'll close our practice today just with one long Om, breathing in together. Om. breathe in, reach your arms high, stretch up through the fingertips. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to the crown center, the brow center, the throat center, and the heart. With awareness in the heart space, gently release forward. And then slowly sit back up. Namaste. Thank you very much for sharing with me, folks. As always, let me know if you have any questions or if you just want to say hi. And I'll look forward to sharing with you in future. As I mentioned, if you haven't done so, just hit the subscribe button, and lots of stuff coming up next week. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.